We're going to bring on Dr. Paul Stately. Dr. Paul Stately, he is in California. And Dr. Paul, thank you so much for being with us this evening. And if you could share with us what your experience has been with your patients, how you've been implementing this.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for having me on. Obviously, I am super busy, so it's like kind of juggling it. So I ran in here, got it all set up, but psyched that everybody's on the same page and we're all trying to get healthy and we're all looking for, the new thing. And obviously for me, I'm a busy practitioner, probably Dr. Mike is as well. And for me, nutrition's a very important part of our clinic. But to take the time and sit down and go over the patients, hey, look, this is what you need, this is what we're going to do. It is very time consuming. So I've been looking for products, obviously, for the last, let's see, 36 years now that I've been in this field. So it's been a long time, and I've gone through quite a few different companies. And Melissa, who's been amazing, has done, a great job of helping me help my patients. So that's been just first and foremost, I wanted to say how much, I appreciate, Melissa and what she's been doing with my patients. And my patients are now showing me, the benefits that they're receiving from the products. And it's been pretty fun. And for me personally, I don't know if you can see this. I'm not a zoomer, like I said earlier. Yeah, right there, this stuff, Power Shake, love it. I had to ask Melissa if it had caffeine in it because I'm very sensitive to caffeine. She's like, no, it does not. I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm like, I feel really good. So anyway, I'm pretty hyped about it. I've been doing powders and pills and shakes for literally 36 years. And I can't tell you, when I open this, it looks alive. And I love it. It's like other shakes that you open the container and you're like, that doesn't look alive. That looks dead. That looks like it just got rolled over by a truck. And you're like, I'm going to put that in my blender. I'm going to have some cement. That's what it was. So I'm pretty psyched about it. Obviously, my patients are very happy with, the product, and it's been convenient because now patients like, hey, I moved to Tennessee or wherever they've moved to. And I'm like, hey, well, guess what? That's not a problem. We can drop ship that to you. And they're like, no way. Oh, great. My mom lives in Colorado. Boom, at her doorstep. So that's been another, I guess, benefit for me is trying to help more people outside of my clinic, which is great. And the other thing which is I think is kind of important to me is because I don't like waste. So I'm always like, my wife's like, are you really going to save that Ziploc? And I'm like, yeah, I am going to save that Ziploc. She's like, that's kind of weird. I'm like, why? It's perfectly good Ziploc. I'm going to rinse it out. I'm going to put it over here. It's fine. Okay. If you die from what's in there, then okay, we have a problem. I doubt it. So anyway, I'm kind of freaky like that. So the whole plastic thing, like people like, obviously probably think I'm a little over the top OCD, but that's okay. I love that when the packages arrive, it's like, whoa, look at this. There's not a bunch of extra plastic because I saved like my old stuff from standard process, my old stuff. Like I literally have it for like nails, bolts, because it's a perfectly good container that I chuck into a landfill. No, I don't want to do that. So I know that's maybe not everybody's focus here, but obviously it's one of my things that I really like about the company. And then obviously there is a little bit of upside because Melissa's made it very easy for me to find some financial freedom. I'm like, wow, this has been great because she helps kind of plug and play, get the patients directed in the right way. And next thing you know, I've got a check from Purium. I'm like, okay, this sounds like a good fit. And, obviously I'm enjoying the product and I don't sell a bunch of nutrition. That's just not my thing. So I only use what I sell. Maybe not the best, practice to have, but that's how I do it. And this works for me. And that's why I'm like, I'll make time out of my day to sit down and kind of give you my little 411 on what I think of the product and the company as a whole. So again, appreciate you having me on. I wish I could talk more, but obviously I got to get going.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stately. That was awesome. And we appreciate everything you shared. We know you're super busy. So thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Worked at Walmart, set up.
Is in North Carolina with Blue Mountain Chiropractic. He is a busy guy. His wife is a chiropractor and he's got 5 little kids. So talk about having a lot on your plate. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Stately. Well, you're gone now, but I'm a chiropractor. I've been in practice for 15 years. and I've been using green drinks for so long. And I tell patients, hey, you need a green smoothie, you need to go get a green shake. So much so that the people at Walmart who worked at Walmart said, "Oh, did Dr. Hogan send you?" But I wasn't sending them to Walmart. You know what I mean? So I was always looking for something that could replace this processed food that's really deteriorating our patients. And so many of my patients, they deal with sleep issues, they deal with gut issues, and they deal with chronic pain. And so I can see on the x-ray, actually, I can see on the x-ray the inflammation in their gut, and I can see the inflammation in their spine. And the patient is differentiating between spine and back pain and gut pain, but it's all the same system. And we all know as practitioners that when people start eating healthy and their inflammation goes down, it helps them with all those pain points. And um, but people are just too busy. We're all too busy. It's just the world we live in now. So we need a simple and easy solution. So I quality is number one for me. Like I knew when my patients were going to Walmart, like I was upset because it's so challenging to find a brand after all these years. You try so many products that's all organic, that's all natural, that has the right ingredients in it. And I use this for myself and my family, and I've been using this for over 4 years. And finally, I implemented the business element. And I think everybody really could use an alternative or a residual source of income, whatever they do. And the plan is really it's really generous, I would say, because you know, spending thousands of dollars trying to keep supplements in on your shelves and sell them, it's not really as ideal. I think that this model works really well. The patients can just pick up the first ULT at the office, and then they just get drop shipped after that, and it's just really easy on both ends. And I simply in the reported findings, I look at their X-rays, or I talk to them a little bit, and I know that they have gut issues. They never tell me. I just know based on their clinical situation. I say, hey, do you deal with any gut issues? It could, and they usually say yes. And I would say, would you like to talk a little bit more about that? And we go to have a brief conversation about leaky gut and glyphosate. These chemicals are causing our gut to be inflamed, and we just can't process it. I had a patient last week. He just started the ULT about 30 days ago. And his wife told me, she said his stomach is out of control, like it's getting bigger and bigger. And the funny thing is, I know this patient, so I could also tell his bloating was getting like kind of out of control. And he just volunteered to me. He came in last week and said, my stomach was out of control and it's so much better. Like I didn't know what to do with my stomach problems. And it was really his gut, but he just referred it to as his stomach. He said, my stomach's so much better. And he said, you know what really amazed me is my sleep cycle. My sleep cycle, I didn't even realize how bad my sleep cycle was until I'd been on Purium for a month. So the thing about when you really like move away from the processed foods and you start doing this type of meal replacement with this quality, it's going to enhance your whole nervous system. And as your nervous system enhances, your sleep will be better, your gut and your pain is better. So I love the product. I just ran out of it, and we've had a trouble. We've been in a hurricane lately, so we haven't really had a lot of supplies. I'm gonna order like 3 extra boxes next time this happens because you literally could almost live off this stuff, and I can't wait till my next shipment comes in. So yeah, I really am thankful to work with Purium. Melissa's been awesome. Sonia's been great. Um, there's so much support with the company as well, with the weekly calls and the Facebook support, because you really do need that backup, because it's a journey to get healthy, but 90 days and it's life transforming.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mike. And we appreciate you being here too. We know you've got so much going on right to come on next. He's here in St. Pete. He's with Neuroplasticity St. Pete. He's a chiropractic neurologist and absolutely amazing. He's been embracing these products, using them himself as well as his wife, and incorporating it into the practice. So, Dr. Silver, welcome.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm in Florida, so dealing with a little bit of hurricane stuff. So it's been crazy, but good. And so, yeah, I'm a chiropractic neurologist and skilled kinesiologist. I've been doing a lot of muscle testing for different supplements for the last 2, 3 years. And I typically use standard process and research nutritionals, but I met Sonia back in like January, February, and she introduced me to Purium. And I said, let's give it a shot. So me and my wife committed to the 90 days, and my wife did really well, like really, really well, because she gained 50 pounds during pregnancy. She lost 40, and she was just angry about the last 10, and she comes from a history of eating disorders. So for her, being able to just like go in the kitchen and make a shake with like 2 seconds without having to think about anything and know that she was putting good food into her body that was nourishing, like for her sanity of just food, that helped a tremendous amount, first of all. But she lost the 10 pounds. And then what I didn't expect was her PMDD. And PMDD is basically PMS on steroids. And so, I was kind of scared of her a week out of the month. And that got way better with just the Purium. And that's awesome because to try to like figure out what the hormones were doing and then try and figure out where to insert in special hormones, that can be really expensive and time consuming and hard to figure out. But with something like Purium, where you're just kind of trying to restore the system back to normal, you're going to get a lot of good side effects like that, things that you didn't expect to do better. And so I've started to incorporate Purium into my practice for the right patients. And I see a lot of patients with joint issues, what chiropractor doesn't. But the link here is that our cartilage is made out of chondroitin sulfate, which is half glucose and half sulfur. And our body uses glucose for energy. And if our blood sugar isn't working right, then we could have problems making cartilage. We'd rather have fuel than cartilage. And this is kind of the nutritional link to arthritis. But it gets worse because sulfur is used in detox. And so if you have a lot of chemicals in you, then you can't make chondroitin sulfate because you're lacking sulfur. And that's what's so cool about Purium is it handles both. It will help blood sugar regulation, it will help detox, and you'll be able to make more cartilage and have less arthritis, less pain. So it actually makes my whole job of, just getting people out of pain much easier when I know they're eating something that I trust. And that's whole food, it's real, and any nutrients you're going to absorb better from a whole food source than from a processed pill. It's always going to be true. You get better absorption from the apple than from the magnesium pill. So that's what's cool about Purium. It's real food. It's real food. It's made simple. It's consumer friendly. It's easy, and it personally helped me in my life. So I like have a major thank you to Sonia for introducing it to us. We're starting to get a couple checks in the mail from the clinic, which is exciting. And I'm just excited to see where it goes. So that's
Thank
that,
you. Thank you so much, Dr. Josh Silver.
of
That is
course.
awesome. Love hearing your personal experience and your wife's experience as well. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Amazing. So